saying we're gathering. We call it the In and Out meeting.
I think we just went live. Did we just go live?
Did we just go live? Oh, yes?
So, Melissa, are you going to be able to come up here and do your part in this? Or,
Did you just click us in? Oh, well, so that we all look like we're semi-organized, can everyone come and take a seat? Bring some. How come the cheese and crackers didn't get out? Oh, is it?
All right, everybody take a seat,
All right,
please.
there you are.
Reverend Diane, where are you?
Rev D, Rev D.
Where are you, honey? Where'd you go?
I don't know.
Is Sue? Is Rev?
Oh,
We look a little disorganized.
well,
online,
because there's a
but-
lineup in the restroom.
Oh,
How's that working?
it's okay. We'll just.
So this is very informal if you're watching
I
online
think
right
we're going
now.
to cut this part out of the video at some point. All right.
All right.
Is Sue Buckley here, though? That's all I need
Yeah,
to know.
she's right
And
here.
I remember Diane's. That's the only.
There we go.
Melissa's here, so those are the.
Come on up, Rev D.
So, and Sue Buckley, come up too, please.
Oh, but she's gonna pray.
I know, and then we're going to sing the song.
Oh, is it starting now? Oh. Oh, there it is. We have a very big treat for you today.
Well, first we're going to have an opening prayer.
Right. Well, that's what I was
Do you
just
have a
asking.
microphone?
Am I the big treat?
Yes, you're part of the big treat.
Rev D not only had a birthday, but oh my gosh, she has got some news to tell you through this treatment.
Okay, so we've asked Reverend Diane to do our spiritual mind treatment in, and then we have a special song for you. Okay,
Am I singing?
if you want to.
I hope I'm not singing.
you're
They
not
didn't
singing
tell
this
me I
time.
was singing.
Well, never know what channels through you, Rev
never-
D. It does
You
happen.
never know.
All right. Sing your treatment.
When I get a mic, I pray. I don't know what
Well,
that
you
is.
can-
I don't sing, I pray.
You can
so
sing your salt prayer.
I can sing my
Right.
prayer. All right. All right, so let's bring that joy and that laughter into our hearts and know that right where we are, God is. Yes? Yes. And as we move into this time together to discuss our expansion, wow, is that exciting? I give thanks that Spirit moves through us in a mighty way to bring forth this expansion of CSL Kauai in full abundance, in full cooperation with the universe, knowing that the universe handles every detail in such an amazing way that we simply show up for it, yes? And
Yes.
bring our gifts and our talents and our treasure in a way that serves the greater community. And so I am so blessed and grateful for this time together, for each one of you for being here online or in person. I am grateful, and we are grateful for you. And so we release this word to the law of mind and spirit, allowing it to come forth in its own right and perfect way. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you. All right, so Sue Buckley and Melissa are going to come up now, and we're going to.
I know, isn't that a great photo? It's like,
So-
it's opening.
Let me give you a little history. So Roseanne Jones, where are you? I'm here. She listened to a song from the Jeffersons called "Moving On Up" back in the '70s, and she said this would make a really good. Yeah, she said this would make a really good theme song. So we went to the person who always is very amazing at rewriting lyrics, Sue Buckley here. And so she rewrote the lyrics, and we're going to sing it for you. And later, we're going to pass out the words so you can sing it with us, because it's going to become our theme song. You ready? All right. So whenever you're ready, Giorgio. Louder.
Louder. A little bit louder.
That's good.
Well,
We're moving on up to Mackay side, to our own sacred space on the east side. Moving on up, 10 years in the making, finally got some space to expand. Kids don't learn in the kitchen. They need room to run. We gotta keep believing. We are the power of one. Now we've raised our consciousness. Universe has our back. We believe in abundance. No such thing as lack. Moving on up to Mackay's side, to our own sacred space on the east side. Moving on up, 10 years in the making. Finally got some space to expand.
Now, dance interlude, everybody. I think you go up a little bit. Turn it up a little more.
Just the music up.
That's
Music,
good.
music.
All right, ready for the second verse?
We've got Rita and Patrick, sometimes Cheryl too. We're one big Ohana. Come and join our crew. It's so much more than Sundays. Our classes will blow your minds. We know quantum science is revealing our divine. Moving on up to Mackay's side, to our own sacred space on the east side. Moving on up, 10 years in the making. Finally got some space to expand. Finally got some space to expand. Finally got some space to expand.
Thank you. I know. I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear it. So it's all good. All right. We're gonna sing it at the end. What? Yeah.
Miss Cheryl got in this as
Oh
well.
no. What do you mean? Oh yeah, probably. But they're not gonna be talking for a while. So.
They couldn't get.
All right. So this is an informational meeting. Is everybody there?
Okay, everyone, let's settle in so we can settle out.
Okay, so why we're meeting today is just to give information, right?
Right.
And to allow you to know what is going to be required to do this, all right? So that's what the meeting's about. It's not about money or, where we're going to get our funds
Brainstorming
from
or-
and all
yeah.
of that, or brainstorming.
We'll have
It's
another
just-
meeting in July
yeah,
for that.
we'll have another meeting in July for that. So we kind of covered it in our talks a little bit, like why we're moving, but you would like to
Well, no,
add
I
that?
just think it's something that everyone keeps saying, well, why are you moving? Why are you moving? I was kind of surprised that that's the main question. Why are you moving? I mean, I don't know, 8 years and nobody puts baby in the corner. That's my new thing. It's like, how long can you stay in the corner? It's a very exciting thing to be now joining all of the centers and churches that are all in that area, not joining them, but being in that same kind of circle. And we've been kind of on the outskirts in many ways, and it's just such a great feeling. I remember when we started to think about this, I said, I'm so happy Hangwangji worked out, and we have our letter of intent, and it's from their lawyer, so we're in, and they know we're doing all of this, so it's pretty positive. But the thing is that I realized that we've been kind of, for me, my opinion, best kept secret here on the island, and everyone knows of us. But I think it'll be just wild to be right in the middle. And so that's,
Yeah,
go ahead.
and so we already got approached. Hank Curtis did our arrangement for our song, and he's like, "Oh, I hear you're moving there," and he goes, "I'm the musical director at All Saints, or is it All Saints or St. Michael's? The one, oh yeah." He said, we have this big interfaith, celebration on Thanksgiving." He goes, "You're going to have to come and be part of that because we do the food thing over at the Hangwangji, so we're going to be part of that." So it's just all of a sudden we're being recognized for for not being stuck in an office building. Like, who are they? And yes, Roseanne, did you have something to add?
Well, I just wanted to add what the city did was put confirmation that the city put a big bump right across from this building, so you have to stop. Isn't that divine?
Yeah. Yeah, hold this, because, yeah. All right. So, yeah, right. I know. I forgot about the speed bump. Yeah. So, yep. Oh, there's another one.
Oh, no, it's right here.
It's on.
I think that the bump is very, very hysterical because we're going to have a big, big, big sign.
Stop slow down for CSL Kauai.
Slow down for CSL Kauai. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're working on that too, and that'll be in here. So anyway, we're very excited, and we are no doubt going forward in a very big way, and I'm very excited about that.
So, okay, so I just thought we'd go over this. I read the vision and mission statement, but Center for Spiritual Living Kauai is a collaboration between its leaders and its members in service to the global community. It is a place where all may come to be spiritually refreshed through its programs and events and classes. And then I already said this today, but I'll say it again, to awaken humanity to its magnificence by crossing the bridge from duality to unity. And we offer a safe space and the spiritual tools to facilitate the awakening of the individual's inner power to express successful relationships, optimum health, and a prosperous and creative life. That's who we are. All right. So, all right. So we came up with these values and principles when we did our thing with Deb Valentina.
Why don't you say that, what it is? in
We
case-
did a creative workshop with Deb Valentina where we just got a little bit more focused as leaders, and we came up with these values and principles, and we thought, well, if people can sign on for this and they know what our values and principles is, that's really important. So we commit to the vision and mission of CSL Kauai. We are committed to walk our talk as examples of its vision and mission. That is so important, since this is a practical philosophy, that when we're out in the world that we're walking our philosophy. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? And then self-love. We are aligned with our heart center. We practice falling in love with ourselves because we know that we love ourselves as we love, we love others as we love ourselves. And then self-responsibility. We are the creators of our experience. As we practice the principles of science and mind, we move from victim consciousness to living as self-empowered beings. Authenticity. We dare to be vulnerable and tell our truth with compassion and clarity. Transparency. From a higher viewpoint, we can share our process with strength. Trust. We trust that every experience is here for our expansion and growth. We trust that CSL Kauai's leadership team, staff, and members are carrying out their responsibilities with excellence. Respect. We value others' perspectives, boundaries, viewpoints, uniqueness, and differences if they hurt no one and add to the goodness of the world. Collaboration. We use our unique talents and gifts to bring the common goal and vision of CSL Kauai into action in the world through our service. All right. You'll all get a copy of this, so it'll be like one of our things.
Is this going to be added to our website?
Yeah,
Yes.
it already is.
Oh, it's already on there. Yeah.
In fact, Melissa Mojo's been working on our website with this wonderful intern that we had that was given to us from Maria Cristina. And if you go to the website now, it doesn't look at all like it used to look. It's really expanding.
More manageable too. So.
Yeah. Did you have another question right now? All right, let's keep going.
So this is how we start. We start with our values, which was really cool, right? That's kind of what our foundation is. Okay, so do we all know where the Hangwanji mission in Kapa'a, Hawaii is beginning September? Now, what's happening? We're just giving the information. In September 1st, they're letting us start the renovation, or at least get ready for the October 1st opening. So September 20. Oh.
Not
no,
yet.
I'm ahead.
Not up to that yet. But it's okay.
Go
you
ahead.
can
Go
tell
ahead.
them.
Jump.
No, so they're allowing us an extra month. They're not charging us for it. Our rent isn't actually, because we told them it's going to be a little tough to have to pay 2 rents in September, and we need time to move in and do our thing, right? So they were like, no, that's okay. We'll all work together. And so they offered us September free of rent. So
Yeah.
it's pretty special.
Because, and we also gave notice to this
This
place.
bill.
That's why we had to go get something legally, so that, we didn't give notice, and then they go, I don't know. No. So anyway, he knows. People have already been in here looking. So it's a very interesting feeling. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
So the location includes a large building. If you haven't been there, it's approximately 6,000 square feet, which is almost 3 times as big as this space. All right? It includes a large open sanctuary or common room. Most of it's that. a stage with wings, large kitchen. They weren't going to give us the kitchen at first, but they gave it to us. They said, yeah. So it's not a commercial kitchen, but I don't know what it takes to turn it into one. But we don't know what the future holds right now, as far as eating is concerned. But we can still have our potlucks and stuff. Hospitality area, indoor and outdoor. So this area out here will be good for our hospitality, and in the back. And we have a little bit of office space. Well, not a little bit. We have a big office space. We have an outside covered space for our youth, and a garden. And we have grassy area like around here, right? That we can use for landscaping. Like we can create a meditation garden if we want. They're not against it, like us doing stuff to our little parcel. So we can make that happen. Yeah. So.
So this is the important part that we wanted to let you. Yeah, is that
like
Dominic?
that naked lady there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's no. Yeah.
that's the renovation that's about to be done. But
I
here's.
chose that picture purposely just to make you laugh. Okay.
But the thing with this is that we were talking about it. Al here. This is Al went over with us last week.
Al is a retired architect.
No. But anyway. So if you wanted a visualization of this, which is the next one, think of the Institute. Let's talk about this Institute of Magnificent and the home of Center for Spiritual Living, Kauai. We are Centers for Spiritual Living Kauai. That's our nonprofit. That's who we are. That's what we're known for. But we want to get an umbrella on that, not necessarily make it like legal right now, but that Institute of Magnificence is what houses our center. And so I'm trying to do two things and not get people confused, like, what's the Institute of Magnificence? Well, that's what we've been since the day we opened. So we might as well put it up on a sign, So, but we are Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. That's the home of it. And the reason for that is a lot of people find us from we're a global community. And just so you know that half of everything that comes into this is also global. So in other words, they're still supporting our vision. The donors from the mainland are still, after 10 years, there are people that are still the contributors to this center to make sure that it goes to the next step, which I think is really saying something, because though a few of them have lessened their donations, they have never dropped out of their donations. So it's a very, very special thing. So if you've ever been to Malibu, the Self-Realization Fellowship in Malibu, it's wonderful grounds. And then Dom and Her is in Italy, and so many people have heard that. I mean, been there. Yeah,
we're not doing that yet.
What this is not the prototype that we're creating. This is the frequency that we want to have from our. So in other words, a year and a half from now, or a year, it doesn't know what's time, we won't be able to recognize that building as the way we're seeing it now, because we're going to section it off. We're going to have that portal fill that Al and I were talking about, so that when you walk in, it's just not, all-purpose room, multi-purpose room is really challenging. But what's so great about it is that you can make anything out of it. So that's our multi-purpose room is going to become a purpose. Look at this, right? So that's what I want us to see as it gets created, is this place where when you walk in, it's going to be like, holy moly, whatever, the murals, this, that. And I say the Self-Realization Fellowship because there's a intention of doing some form of a lineage of the New Thought ancestry, which I think a lot of people forget, that we go all the way back to Emerson, we go back to Plotinus, we go back to Jesus, we go back to Buddha, we go back, and then have it all the way, just this incredible lineage that's bringing us, like they do with the Self-Realization, all the way down to an 8x10 of me.
No,
So,
but
So anyway, that's kind of the objectives are to describe space and artistic, to lush, colorful, safe. That's why Rita put this up, because
I know.
Rita's obsessed with Dominator right now, just to let you know.
I know, okay.
So does that make sense? What we're you know, what's going to be so cool about this is when we first opened this, we had to raise 20 grand immediately to open these doors, and we did. And I went on Facebook, and you know, I love doing that fun stuff. But we went on there, and all of a sudden, look at 8 years later here. Who would have thunk that you could create this kind of energy in the space that we all have created here? The people. So now we're coming out of the corner, and we're going to be centered. So there you go.
So this will have a blueprint. We're not going to just mosh podge
Yes,
it
that's an
together.
important,
We're going to plan it ahead of time and then be able to say, okay, now we're going to work on this area. Now we're
Right.
going to work on that. You know, so that we're not like trying to do everything all at once, or that we're mosh podging it together. 'cause
So that we
definitely-
all become a part of the thing. So in other words, what we're saying here has been a little difference. Like, you know, I got another chair. You want it? You know, we're not going to do that. The people at Hong they said half the stuff we have to get rid of is not ours. It was more like, don't you need these 72 chairs that, you know, and tables underneath there? So we're going to really do this with absolute integrity and intention, exactly, Emma, so that we can, and we'll, you know, meet and we'll turn this into a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Then we'll start digging underground, not tell
Whoever
them.
whoever wants to pose for the statue can, let me know.
Okay, hey, Maureen and I.
Okay, so, all right, so the final move-in is the week of September 24th, after our last service. So, I know, right? That will be, starting September 1st, we'll start, well, we've already started, because people are already going over there and measuring things and creating, but, but we can't really go into the space till September 1st to actually start doing it, like painting or whatever we're gonna do. So this is the most important thing to us, is signage, because we want people to know we're there. So Melissa's working on that. We're working on finding a company to make us a really nice sign, because we don't want to mosh podge the sign. We want it to be something really special and really eye-catching. And so we're working on that. Melissa, you want to address that?
Wait a minute, you guys. No, it's going to be constructed by,
Kauai has some really strict sign regulations.
We already looked into it.
Please.
We
Yeah,
already
we
looked
have.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already been.
No flag banners and stuff, but we
Right.
can do it really nicely.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
has already
Just-
been investigated. We're doing
Okay.
a professional sign, and we've already checked with the state, the county.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're not
Right.
mosh podging anything up there. So it will be professional.
And
Go
before we actually order it, we'll be able to go back in again and let people know what it is. But I hate to be,
Wait, Melissa wants to say
well, I
something.
just want to say, no, what I just want to say is that
Investigating.
I'm finding it very difficult to see the kind of restrictions we have with the, how do I say this, the crap that I see up on people's buildings. I find that very hard to believe that they're that strict here, but they are, and so we'll,
Just since the pandemic, they got a little bit loose with the regulations.
right,
Used to be
right.
So
So that's fine.
let Melissa address this, because she's done some research.
Yeah, I'm in the process of researching. I have to call, I'm looking online I'm seeing some places on the mainland. I'll also check out what's available on this island, but we're sort of in a time crunch, so we can't wait 5 months for it, so.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be material that's gonna be, you know, deal with the salt and the sun and the, you know, so it's probably gonna be 3-dimensional, hopefully.
Yeah, we're thinking
So,
that.
you know, it's going to be a really nice sign, but we're just at the beginning stages
Yeah.
of it.
We are.
Yeah, they were much looser here because when I first moved in here, and bandwagon, or is that what's called band? Yeah. If it wasn't for him, I would never have dared to put up anything, because I saw it and I started seeing everybody sticking stuff all over the place. So I ordered the banner for the front, and we did it because he did it. I figured if he's doing it, it wasn't the county, it wasn't that, it was the building had a certain code too, that you could have nothing in front of out on the street. So anyway, I know that that will be the least of our thing, but we want to make sure it's really a powerful sign so that you go back. What I'm saying is I want us as a team to go first class. And we were talking about that at a meeting, the 100 meetings. We're saying if we can't go first class, it will have to wait.
Right.
It's not going to go anywhere until it we're not going to throw this together. We're here for 5 years, and then I don't know what, we're not going beyond that. I mean, going beyond that in our mind right now. So, yeah.
Is it going to be separate from the building, or is it going to be part of the building? The
It's gonna be
signage?
on the
It's going
building.
to be attached
be
to the
on
building.
Yeah, if you drive past
the
there
bump.
where the speed bump is, in the front of the building, you'll see like kind of
A
a
bracket
rectangular bracket. Right, that's where it's going to be,
hanging on the building.
hanging on the
Hanging,
building.
yeah.
All right.
So-
I'm just wondering if it's something that you can take to the permanent place.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would.
Well,
assume-
this is about as permanent as I'm
Yes.
thinking
I
at
would
this
assume-
particular
yeah, I would
moment.
assume if it can be mounted, then it can be unmounted.
Yes, and we've got 5 years to live with it.
And by then, it might even be like.
It'll turn
building a
into
new
our
one.
annex. That's how I'm looking at it. That it will turn into the annex where people, because a lot of people don't want to go up in the hills to do things.
So, okay, so the children's area is in the back of the building, and it's a fenced-in area, and it's covered. But we have to restore it. And we're looking at different ways of, there's a chain link fence there, of either taking that chain link fence and replacing it or refurbishing the chain link fence that's already there. We've gotten some ideas
you guys
about
are going
how to
over
do
today,
that, so
right?
it might be less expensive to refurbish this chain link fence that's there than to take it all down and build another one. But that's gonna, this is like important.
These are the what do you call it? The things that we're going to do right away.
Yeah, these are
So
the
that-
things we're going to do right. So another
Priorities.
priority items, yeah. Another thing that's important to us is to, and we've already started doing this, evaluating the acoustics in the sanctuary. So we've already brought a professional person in to work with us on video and lighting. And we already have a benefactor that wants to put money into that. And so we have a stage now. So we're going to have stage lighting, and we're going to have lighting in front of the stage because we're going to build out from the stage a platform so that Patrick and I and whoever's speaking doesn't have to be up on the stage away from everybody, because we didn't like that idea. Not that we wouldn't stand up there, but it's much better to be able to walk down some steps and be.
And it'll still be, you
and
won't
still
have
be
the heads
elevated a little
there.
bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we're working on all that. Like I said, we have somebody helping us with that, and yeah, so that.
So we're getting quotes now, and then we're taking it to this one particular benefactor that wants to know exactly where the money's going. I'm a big one to say, if somebody says this is, I'm going to estimate it about 10 grand, then I'm looking at 15. I know it from experience, that this thing like, well, I can bring it in for, if you've ever built a house, which I have not, but I've had plenty of people who have, their estimates are usually incorrect, and it usually goes the other way. So I'm always, even with Rita and I always say, okay, how much is it going to cost? She goes, 500. I go, okay, 1,000. I'll raise it, because no. So bookstore.
The bookstore will want that to be ready. It might not be the permanent one, but it's going to be similar to what's there, but we see it more kind of closed off that you walk into, right?
Right.
Yeah, so, and then, okay, this is really important. We need a backdrop because the stage has an ugly background. But what we're thinking, and I saw this at the Porter Pavilion, is they have a projection screen. And that way, we can project anything up there, including our movies, right? So, and we can change the view. We can like say, oh, put some nature things happening, or pictures of us, or PowerPoint, for our talks, or whatever. So I think a projection screen is the way to go, and we talked to the lighting person about that too.
And if we can do that really in the highest, then we'll be like our spiritual cinema will be like the only movie house in on the east side. Moving on up. And I know you probably need a permit for that too, so it's not going to, there's not a movie house. We will not call it movie
We
house.
don't charge, we don't need to worry about it. Okay, so stairs and platform from the stage to the ground I just discussed, and
Right.
they're going over there today, a group of them to measure that and get that going and see what we're gonna need. And then the kitchen is pretty much, is gonna need to be cleaned out. They have some stuff in there that they're gonna move out, and we're gonna get them to leave us their fridge because we have a fridge, but they're going to need it for the bone dance, so they might as well leave the fridges, and then we'll have more fridges.
They have bigger fridges.
Yeah, bigger fridges, right?
So here's the two things about the bone dance, that this is our space. We don't share it, we don't rent it, we don't do, and it is not, we haven't done it for 10 years, and I'm not starting now. We already know the nightmare that it can be to
Yeah,
have
anything we
everybody
do there will be Center for Spiritual Living Kauai
presents.
presents. If it's a concert, if it's a speaker, whatever, it's always going to be, we're presenting it.
So when the president of the board, she said, well, I had a question from the congregation, it wasn't going to change it, but what are we going to do about our bone dance that's yearly? And I said, I don't know, it's none of my business. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say, I'm kidding. I said, of course, we're going to participate in two things with the Hangwanji mission, and that is one. And that'll mean that they can do all that, and the kitchen and everything. We might have to be a little more organized, as I was telling Reverend Diane, that we might have to be a little more organized, because it kind of resembled a little bit inside the building, kind of like a Moose Lodge fish fry.
We're going to have to take it
And so that we can't have all of this like beautiful sacredness and then everybody trying to do it. So they can have a tent out there, but everything else, we're going to work with them. And then the other one that I'm really excited about is getting involved in the giving the food on Thanksgiving, and they drive up and they pass them, and they're in the kitchen, and then they take them to the elderly and to people that are needing it in town. And I have been wanting that for so long, but we've never had the facility, and now we're going to join in with them, and then the All Saints and everything. So that's the two things. Besides that, there won't be any sharing. Hold on a second. No, what?
Yeah.
No?
And then the reception area for Angela and administration will be toward the front, and we're going to create that. And it's not going to just be a utilitarian kind of looking thing. It's going to be very artistic, right? Like you're walking into Angela's cave. See there? Anyway, so those are the
That's
priorities.
kind of your visuals and priorities that we're going to be working with. Now, I'm turning this over to Rita.
All right, so, okay. This is something I talked to the benefactor about too, and he was very interested in this, but it might not be able to happen right away. But it is going to happen within the first year, and we are going to have a professional, permanent labyrinth. This is the prototype. All right, it looks kind of churchy, so just kind of X that out of your mind. But the beautiful part about this is acoustically, it's going to really help to have this big 40 by 40 thing or 36 by 36 thing on the floor. Sue Wood has been looking into different options, but what we do know is this is the prototype. It has to be as nice as this. We know that this costs $25,000 plus shipping. Yeah, forget the chairs, okay, just that. So, but anyway, what are we doing with this?
It has to be assembled.
This will be
floor
like
tiles.
a lighthouse to the world, because when this is a destination island, and the labyrinth is well known all over the world in all different cultures, across all religions, everything. It's something everybody knows about. We might not so much know about it here, but I think we do, because we have some labyrinths here. So this will become almost like a marketing tool for us, because people will go, oh, there's a labyrinth at Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. We can go walk that tonight, or we'll have it open certain hours in the day. So it will be so powerful to have something that people know they know it's there. We can have it advertised internationally, nationally on the Labyrinth, Society, and put the zip code in, and oh, there's a labyrinth there. So this is very important. And also we can create programs for kids to come and learn how to find peace and communication on the labyrinth. There's a whole program for children to walk the labyrinth, 101 ways for kids to walk the labyrinth. And I just feel that it's really powerful. Yes, Beth?
I think a labyrinth is really beautiful. I'm just wondering, was there not a thought about having it outside and people can actually, more easily, let's say, make it outside
Well,
for
only
themselves?
because we can't necessarily take their space and put a labyrinth in it. I don't know about that, but it is something we will do, but it'll also be indoor. If we do an outdoor one, it'll be a separate one. But right now, I don't think we have necessarily the space to put a labyrinth with the amount of land they've given us. It would probably be too small. So, but we can do this. it's just linoleum, it's like tile, right? Tile? Like
It's linoleum
the time
tile
when we
there
went
now.
to
I'm
school
sorry,
when we were
I'm sorry.
kids.
It's really yucky.
So after we're done, I'm going to play you a little video of the it's a 4-minute thing that was on Today's show about the labyrinth, and I think if you don't, it will really help this, but I won't do it right now. So, okay, that's that. Yes.
So wait a minute, wait.
Yeah.
Wait for the mic.
Because there's people watching online.
This is
So the
Al Irving.
labyrinth would be in the sanctuary?
Yeah.
So then the chairs would be set up over the labyrinth?
Yes.
On Sundays? Okay.
That's the most way people do it. They put the chairs on it, and then they take the chairs away when they walk it. And so we'd probably have the chairs on top of it on Sunday. We're not going to do it like this. We put the chairs on top of it on
And
Sunday.
it'll still be,
And then on Sunday, we just remove the chairs.
I do, and I can be that from anywhere.
Yeah.
But I do want to say one
Brace-
thing, I want you to brace yourself about this. So when this occurs and we start blocking off. You know that thing called coffee while
No, that's over.
it's leaving? The coffee's all going to be there. Everything's going to be there. We're going to have our own covered, wonderful hospitality. So before you come into the service, you just go
We're
like this.
doing separation of church and coffee.
Just go like this before you
But
come in.
it doesn't mean you can't sit outside and hear the loudspeaker or whatever and drink your coffee, but we're going to...
We can have it in the children's room, the sound room when there's...
Take my word. Once this thing is renovated, you won't want to bring your coffee in there. Because it will be so sacred that you'll just want to come in and feel the energy. And, we can all do without coffee for an hour and a half, or an hour.
But I do like Emma's idea. I could put a statue of myself right where they're having this little thing.
Where that
right?
lady was in the other picture.
Wow.
Wait. Roseanne.
Yeah, Roseanne, yes. Okay.
It's just a stupid comment. Have you been to Florence and seen Michelangelo's David? Is that going to be the sculpture of yourself?
With some additions.
Oh my God, we can have fun.
I'm just the balance here. I'm just the balance.
Well, take my word. In the unseen, I see this, and I know it's going to happen because I know it's important to us.
There's one thing
Have this.
about Rita when this is why I call it Rita's Labyrinth, because when she gets that idea, nothing's going to stop her from having this happen. And it's very interesting because there's been people who've really been trying to get a permanent labyrinth where people could come for a long time here. It's not like a new idea. Go ahead.
At the Hindu monastery where we meet, that room or that house, they have a painted floor, and they were able to do that, and somebody did it from the
Oh,
mainland.
yeah. And really,
They have a painted,
first class, too.
beautiful, yes. And that's why I was asking about the floor, because if you can remove that and just have like a flat, cement or something, they have done.
Oh, they did. They do
Yeah,
have
one
something
of the
there.
things Sue looked into was like a kind of, what was it made out of? Like a vinyl or something?
Yeah.
I've been researching 4 or 5 different options. One would be to do wooden planks and have a labyrinth painted on it. One of the big things we want to accomplish is sound dampening because the room is so big. So we're trying to keep all of that in mind, and we're still on the research side of it. I'm still and thank you, Emma, for sharing that. That's a good idea. It might be a possibility with.
And you know what? The Swami is on our side.
We need to ask him about that
Yeah,
because we
because-
just sent him our opening song.
He loved
And he
it.
said, "This is wonderful honky tonk." Namaste.
I
Never
don't
know.
But he's very excited about it because he's wanted this for us for a long time. So he got all excited about he said, "Please send pictures as you go." So it's good. So I thank you for mentioning that because you're right. They had an artist that did that. Yeah. So, okay, that's that. Our funding project to start was 50, but so our funding projects are the fundraiser, the
You
Tree
guys
of
know
Change,
all this. Huh?
and the annual telethon.
And the telethon is going to be in September, so this is and everything will be, we can start doing stuff back there, where it's not, but here we're going to have to leave till the very last minute. But It'll be fine. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
we'll
It'll
make a
happen
list
very
of
quick.
the things we
Well,
need, just
yeah,
like the-
easy. Yeah.
it's
So
gonna be easy.
could you talk about so that's where our goal,
Oh, right.
The
Well,
thermometer
They
is our
know
goal.
the thermometer needs to go up to 50. And there's a couple of things pending right now because the person wants to match it. And it's a large amount, so he wants to match it. If he can match it, then we'll see what happens. But yeah, we won't see what happens. We'll know that it's happening. And we're meeting with a couple of people and investors this week. Not investors as in a company, but just in that they want to donate and they're.
And Charles is working on
And Charles, yeah, and Charles
get
is.
organization donors, right, Charles?
That's what I was going to ask, if you have a list of the ones, and because maybe some people or a person may want to just fund that very specific
Yeah.
thing.
Right, right, I
Even
agree
if
with
it's
you.
10,000 or 5,000 or $1, right?
Right. It's like we raised 1,000 for the kids already. you
Oh,
know,
there's Diane.
Just because I said it was for the kids on my birthday thing, right?
I keep hearing about the July fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's the Tree of Change.
Yeah, I understand,
don't
but
think
is it just people are going to give money? I
And
mean,
they're
is
gonna,
that-
it's gonna go up on the gold leaves, and then
Uh-huh.
you'll and then you can be on the bark, on the trunk.
Trunk. You could be on the roots.
Don't get me
Or
into,
the branches.
you know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah, I
each
do.
person will have, we model it after Dr. James's, and it'll run all the way from the birthday all the way to the,
opening.
till we build it.
So is it starting on the birthday? I mean, I'm a little confused. Can we give it now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's-
now.
It's just not,
And is it just, it's not like you're going to get something in return, you're going to
No,
just
you're
donate money?
this is what you're going to get, so that you'll know. You're going to walk in there and you're going to say, wow, I've been donating all this time to all these, they're all on the walls. That's going away. Now I get to be a part of the opening of their new adventure. And you get your name in gold.
It's back there. I can't remember.
Okay.
Oh, there are, okay,
it's
well,
back
that's
there.
another
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So
They
there
go
are
from-
donation
They go from
amounts.
100 up to.
It just came up yesterday is why nobody knows
Okay.
about
I'm
it.
sorry.
We
I'm
just
sorry, you're
did it
not-
yesterday. We
So
just
can I
did it
just
yesterday.
say,
Yeah.
It goes from 100 up to 5,000 plus,
Okay,
all right? And
All right, good.
it's designated places on the tree, like leaves are a certain amount, branches are a certain amount, the roots are a certain amount, the bark is a certain amount. the
Right up
trunk.
your alley.
right on my alley. Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Okay,
and it will be-
thank you.
No, I mean that when we start designing,
It'll be a beautiful tree. They already sell them, so.
but once
Tree of
again,
life.
it's
tree
not
of
going to be, once again, it's not going to be decaled up there. We want this to be, like you walk in, you go, wow, what tree is that? And it's called the Tree of Change. There you go. Diane.
I wanted to go back to the, you said you had a donor who would match our fundraising on that goal of 50,000? What does that mean? Does that mean if all of us collectively give $25,000, that person will give 25,000?
Yes.
Yes.
Or does that mean the highest amount that anybody gives here, he or she will match?
It'll be up to 25,000.
Up to 25,000, that's awesome. We got to raise 25,000, folks.
We're on it. We're in it.
So, no. Well, slowly we turn, step by step. Yes, thank you for that, because that just pushes us even more. Yes,
Wait for the fundraiser in September.
The
The
date-
telethon in
September
September.
2nd.
September 2nd.
Labor
It's-
Day
it's
weekend.
Jerry Lewis, it's the same way when
Got
he
like
had
so
his.
much to do. All right.
Yeah. And so, that being said, we're just trying to, I know we shoved a lot into this time. I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about a lot, this fundraiser and this and T-shirts, but that's just that way it's going to be, and we have a mailing list of probably 1,000 people that somewhere around there, that we're still going to tap, but that's kind of my area that I love, but it's going to take some time. You got to actually call people and say, hey, this is what's happening, because what I'm learning is the reason people don't give, to that high level that we're talking about to put us them is because they're not asked. It's really that, I know it's that simple, but you're trying to find a way to sneak around it when all you have to do is, this is what we're doing, can you help? Can you help? and then people will either say no or yes, but if they don't get asked, and it's usually personally.
So apparently, Angela, you made a handout, right, of this? Where
Yes, this is perfect.
she should be at this meeting. Where is she?
She's hearing it.
Okay.
Yeah, we need the
so
forms now.
We need those forms to fill out. The ones you
Volunteer
made-
form thing.
Yeah, the volunteer forms. Okay, so we figure before we go out and like hire lots of people or try to, that we might have these people right here that are willing to give their expertise. So, you know what I mean? So,
I have to say I was shocked about a couple of the people that work around here a lot, and do all of this kind of stuff. And we had a meeting, it was probably maybe 10 people to start out, and I was in shock at what people do that I had no idea that they had these skills and abilities. It's like, oh yeah. I mean, one is our Christina. Man, she got background. Don't let her fool you at the bookstore.
let's face it, we had a beautiful man here, Rob Jones, who pretty much did everything, all right? And since he has left us, we are finding that people are stepping up, and he was our electrical person, and we don't have that right now. So,
But he did fix the blinking lights that are in this room that we had to open up stuff to get in, and all of a sudden
I know, yeah.
they stopped blinking.
I
So thank you, Rob.
totally feel like he's helping us. I even told
Yeah.
my beautiful Roseanne this, that he's helping us from the other side. I mean, I can feel it because people are stepping up.
Or from the inside.
Inside, from the outside, wherever, Rob, wherever you are. But,
So the thing that you're getting in your in the little form here is this is what we need. And I know that I've talked to people like Jack, but I want you to write it down. You and I've had that conversation of things that he's good at, can do, but I have to have it written down. So anything that pertains to any of
Can I go
this.
through these, like-
Sure.
Yeah,
I
okay.
just want to make sure that they fill it out and don't tell, because a lot of times you'll come up and tell me, and then I'll go, oh, I don't remember the other half that they said. So that's why we're passing out the forms.
Okay, so electricians, there's going to be some electrical work that has to be done. For one, were you the one that said it, Al? Oh, no, it was the light person. We have to put, what was it that we have to put in?
Eric.
Eric, we have to put some boxes in so that we can plug the lights.
Yeah, we have to do some stuff to the electrical there.
yeah.
So we're probably going to need a licensed electrician, but
Yes.
maybe you know one, or maybe you are one.
Yeah.
Or, and that can help us. Yeah. Plumbers, the only reason we're saying plumbers is because we're dealing with PVC pipe, right, for the lights.
No,
So-
it's galvanized.
Galvanized pipe, right, okay, so,
She's as good at this as I'm
yeah,
gardening. Yeah.
tell them, Melissa, because
Well, the lights will be hung on this galvanized pipe, and so we just need to be able to cut the pipe to the right length and all that stuff.
yeah, so it might be we.
And Al has promised that it can look like bamboo.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about the ceiling in a minute. So construction is obvious because we're going to be building things, so people that are good at that. This thing we want to hire out, we're in charge of the bathrooms now. So I'm sure we don't.
Well, no, we
necessarily-
have,
Much
well,
larger.
we have people that want to help with
yeah,
that.
Jack said Sundays,
But
so.
we have our own bathrooms, and they actually have more than one stall, and there's actually two of them, and they're actually working. And
And I think
I-
one has a shower.
I already talked to the guy at the gym, because if you've ever been to CAC Gym on Kaua'i CAC Gym, their bathrooms are like so beautiful. You go to the gym just to go to their bathroom. Like I never have to worry about. And
You walk in and
yeah, and so I asked the guys, and they go, "Oh, it's so easy. We even do it ourselves sometimes." And you just have to have the right equipment, blah blah blah. So, but the garbage we're going to be in charge of ourselves too. So it's like, right? I don't know.
So what we'll figure, well, it's down the road, but we'll have the little thing that they'll pick up. We have to put it out on the street, on the main highway. But I think if we have an event or something, we're going to have to bag it up and take it somewhere.
These are just things that are going to, and then artists, obviously, we're going to need artists.
Are you on?
I don't know. Am I on? Yeah, I'm on. Is that what it is? All right, I'll hold it like, now it's coming off my ear.
Okay, it's okay. I was just curious, honey. Honey.
Okay, audio and visual team. Okay,
Oh, yes.
it's really important that we have an audio visual team. Melissa has stepped up, Christina has stepped up,
Yep.
Giorgio has stepped up, Charles
Charles
has
is,
stepped up.
he's already stepped in.
And we're already, but it's like today we didn't have Jonathan, and we just had to scramble. So it's just that we want, Melissa's put together a beautiful step-by-step manual, anybody could run
There
the
it
live
is, there it
stream
is,
now.
even has a
And
picture
I'm
on the
willing,
front.
we're willing to actually, sit with you and learn. It's
Yeah.
just a step-by-step. It's complicated, but it's not
No,
that
it's
difficult.
not complicated.
It's
So
a little complicated.
if you're interested
You've been
in-
doing it for years.
If you're interested in any of these things, we are going to build a team. We are going to build a team. for
Yes.
this.
Yeah, so please, if you're interested.
We
and
already
it-
are
And it
building.
wouldn't be like you'd have to do it every Sunday.
No,
We
of
want to do
course.
it so like maybe once a month or something, and then there'd be a team where 2 people would do it so that they could help each other.
Right, and we have other events, like sometimes we
Yes.
do
Well,
our
the
con-
telethon's our
the
next big
telethon is our next big
event.
one. So obviously painters, anybody that has trucks, when we start moving stuff out of here, we're gonna get a lift. I don't want anybody up on huge ladders climbing to a 20-foot ceiling, so we're gonna go rent a lift unless somebody happens to have one a hydraulic lift, so that we don't have to worry about people falling off ladders, because I think that would be terrible. Sign hanging, I don't know what that's gonna look like. We probably have it professionally hung, I don't know.
Yes.
Although Giorgio
We're just
said
giving
Giorgio
information.
said he knows how to hang signs, isn't that what you said?
That-
You said it, I don't know if it was common
Giorgio
talk.
knows a lot of things.
Well,
but,
Giorgio knows a lot of things we don't know. And then supplies needed, like, there's probably places where there's building supplies being thrown into the landfill that we could probably find or use. Somebody mentioned Habitat for Hawaii, Habitat, that they have building supplies.
Habitat for
Why
Hu-
would we buy them new when we could recycle stuff, So we're gonna start working on that. So put, on that sheet, areas that you think you could help with, right?
So that's just to have it on a database, to go. Because what we realize is that you guys know a lot of things, or people that do a whole bunch of stuff, but we don't know it because that's your world out there. So I think that like I said, I was surprised when I sat down with 10 people how much people knew and oh yeah, I used to take rust off at that. I was like, wow, where did all these people? Well, we only see the dance on Sunday. So anyway, there you go. So that's it. Just fill those out and get those back to us. Well, it would be, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be today, but get it back because we're starting this. So go ahead. That's good.
Something else I was going to say. I can't remember. All right, that's it. So any other questions?
This was all about, excuse me, today was all about just letting you know where we are, where our feet are today, and then things that we're going, and then what you'll do is you'll end up going away from here, and then you're going to go, oh my God, I know somebody who lives next door. I wonder if they'll do, just like like without knowing about the Swami, we can actually ask him, we can say, excuse me, who did all your work in there? And are you willing to donate that to us? No, that was a thought came out with, no.
You think?
Patrick?
Yes.
I wanted to offer to head up the Clean Out This Building crew. I didn't see that on the list of things you need, but I know all the decals have to come down and all the hardware we've put up and
Right. Oh, that's great.
all that kind of stuff. So do
That's
you want me to
great.
put that on here?
Yeah,
or,
yeah, please.
And one thing about those decals, once we take the pictures, I tried peeling one off. It's tedious.
It's going to
but
be a little bit of work,
but it
it's not
doesn't
hard.
even leave a mark. So we'll be able to get them off. They're just vinyl, right, Roseanne? That's what. Everybody can take their own name
Yeah,
off, but
so.
not yet, not yet.
Not yet. Yes, Roseanne.
Yes, they should be able to come down. I put them up. But it may peel off some of the paint, but if you remember, when we moved in, this had dreadful paint. We repainted the whole thing. So it may pull a little paint off. I'm certainly happy to help take them down, but I don't want to do it all by myself.
No, we could start by everybody taking their own name down.
Well, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
But what we were thinking of doing, not right away, but starting July, that after we get done here, then everybody just go and do a little bit of peeling, then you leave, and then we just keep peeling our way out until the very end, because there's a lot. We have a lot of peeling, don't we? I'm like looking around, going, "Wow." Okay, I think it's Tommy has the.
We consider having karaoke. I'll break the unofficial world record for one person. 111 hours. Is
Put that on the little list over there, Tommy. Say
we did-
karaoke.
We did have a open mic night, and it was really successful.
We have to do another one.
Okay.
Yeah, we are gonna. We're waiting for Barbara, though. Yeah. Last time we had one.
By the way, Barbara's returning before the 1st of October.
She was so excited. She's returning the end of September. Yeah. So she'll be in charge of our choir. Yeah, that's what she wants to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Go
Jack?
ahead, Jack.
Just curious, do all the window curtains and wall coverings go with us? Yeah.
Yeah, everything's ours.
Everything you see in here will be leaving.
Even these track lights are ours.
Right, yeah, Rob put those up. So I think it'll be fun on the 24th.
Maybe
My,
we'll
my
use these in the
vision
bookstores.
is that we have really invite a lot of people to come for its last service, for one, that have been coming here throughout the years, and then get some pizza and get some stuff or whatever we have, and let everybody start tearing down things, having a work leader, just, okay, and have a list of everything that has to be done, and then we just jump in and we do it and have fun. I think Jonathan's wanting to have everything broken down for him over there to take that over that day. So anyway, I think we should turn it into an event, because everything should be an event. Yes?
So be gentle with me when I make this suggestion, please. And just think about, we don't really have a newsletter right now, and I think it's exciting for people to participate about where we are on the move. Here's the vision of the new building. Maybe it's monthly, maybe it's quarterly. One of you write something. Anyway, so we don't have one now.
We have an e-blast every week. We don't have a material one that's paper, but we have our e-blast every week. So it would probably
Do
go
I
in
not
there, and it will
Get
also.
a weekly blast?
You don't get the weekly e-blast?
You'd be one out of the million that
It's
don't,
possible
because they want us to stop sending
It's
so many.
possible because it goes directly to your promotional tab or into your spam sometime. But
I
there
bet
is-
you don't have, look, but anyway,
with
I like the
Angela.
suggestion.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I do like the
And we could-
suggestion, but I suggest that you go look in your promotional tabs, you'll see it,
Check this
100,
check with
100,000
Angela, see if your
CSLs.
correct emails
We
in
could
there.
put on the website as well, like a
Yeah.
page.
Right, because also, it's not on here, but publicity. I know that Roseanne is very close with Dennis. What, how? Yes, and so we want to make this move very big. I just put it on for the first time on Facebook, and there was like, going on 200 responses to it. And these people I have haven't seen here in a long time. They're very, very excited. And so, and they're asking, is it all going to be yours? It's like, I guess they think that there's divided spaces.
So,
But anyway, there we go.
Al, do you want to say anything about anything you've noticed or observed or visions that you have?
Yeah, so one opportunity I see, you said you don't want to rent the space, but there could be an opportunity to use the space, like you said, for concerts. A lot of, quote, spiritual musician types would want to come to Kauai, live from Kauai,
Yes.
and do internet streaming. So we want to think about that in the design of the facility as well, and incorporate the video and the audio and everything so that it's conducive to that. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
That's a great, I mean, we're calling it our concert series. And so that's what we want. We want not only concert series, but then guest speakers from, the off island, and I mean, anybody,
Joe, yeah.
Marianne Williamson,
Greg.
a few. But I really am looking at it as the, because Makana, I mean, who knows?
And Amy, beautiful Amy. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, Amy.
Yes.
So go ahead.
So I know there's a group of us going over this afternoon to kick around ideas or whatever, and I'd like to start building a scale model of the space. Anybody's welcome to come back after that meeting, and we're going to start cutting up the cardboard so we can kind of build a visual model of that. It's easier for people to kind of picture what's going on.
Thank you,
Yes.
Al. That's great.
Which reminds me, I didn't tell you this, Al, it was so funny when you sent me the text. And I've been talking about this since the very beginning. I said, gosh, I just want a little model that you can see. Instead of the flat picture, I thought, oh my God, wouldn't it be great to have a model? I don't do a model. Okay, anyway. And then all of a sudden, it's like,
No, all of a sudden,
serendipity divine.
it's one mind.
Yes.
Wait.
So I just had the idea, and I went to the Honolulu transfer station to drop some stuff off, and there just happened to be a lady that had huge sheets of cardboard, which is exactly what we needed. And I was like, can I have those?
We talked about it today, right? When you see with different eyes, except for not just what we
you notice
see.
happens is that when you start to visualize it, all of a sudden, like people like Al show up. I didn't know, it just like,
Yeah,
it
it's
just,
great.
just, and that's why I know